Welcome into the stream, everybody. Happy Wednesday night. We are obviously getting close to the holidays. Personally, there's not a whole lot of holiday tradition foods that we do. Like we do a strata for Christmas morning, but that's about it. So I was trying to think of something that could be good, and it's not just Christmas, it is also Hanukkah. So what we're doing is we are going to be making some latkes tonight, and we're going to be keeping it pretty damn traditional. I'm honestly super excited about this. It is one of my favorite easy dishes to make. Excuse me while I realize I forgot to get any pans out. Now we're actually set up. So we're just gonna jump right on into it. So we're starting off. We got about 8 small potatoes here because I couldn't find any large potatoes and I was a little bit lazy. I can words sometimes, I promise. Let's bring the mic a little bit closer so you can actually hear as I knock everything over. We're fine. So, first and most important step in doing this, first of all, we're going to be doing a fine grate on our potatoes. It's a personal preference thing, but the texture of the potatoes, at least for me, turns out a lot better if we do them super, super fine and just quick and easy to cook. We are making some latkes, Rosie. It's gonna be so good. I'm really excited. You're so cute. It's been a minute since you've never had latkes? Ooh, okay. This is going near the top of the list of things for me to make you someday. So, just in case you're not familiar with what latkes are, they are essentially super, super amazing potato pancakes. They're really simple. They're a little bit bready. There's a lot of ways you can add some things to them. Personally, I like to keep it super traditional, but we're gonna do this. It's gonna be okay. So then you've pretty much had latkes. There's a couple of things that are done just a little bit different, and I, as always, have my own little tweaks. The first thing I always do, and this is just anytime I grate potatoes, I always go for a super fine grate on them. That way they actually cook through quick and easy and get that super crispy texture. I dropped a potato! Dramatic. And the most important step in doing this, which we're going to get a little bit more ice, excuse me one moment. That's the thing, it doesn't actually take that long. It is, it takes about the same amount of time as it does to just grate them normally. So what we're going to do, it's not that big of a difference between the two, but it's just enough that it really helps. So we're going to be grating into an ice bath. And the reason for doing this is, first of all, we want to try our best to keep the potatoes from browning. Obviously, when you're cutting potatoes, they will start to oxidize immediately. So we do the ice bath to keep that from happening, but we also use it to rinse some of that starch off these potatoes. That way they cook up just a little bit faster. And let's see. Let me know if the grating sound is annoying. I can move the mic a little bit further away. We're just going to, fuck it. We're gonna do it. If I was smart, I would have done like half of these before. But you know what? That's okay. Oh, and I reopened my finger. That's fine. My cut is in literally the worst possible spot because at least once a day I bump it on something and reopen it. I am a disaster sometimes. But we're just gonna grate our potatoes and probably come up with some weird, goofy little grating potato song in our head, because why the hell not? First of all, a little bit ironic that you accidentally said cute and not cut yourself. So you admit it for once. You know what? Fucking make me, Rosie. Honestly, I do it a lot of the time too, though. I get a little overzealous. I feel like I can go a little bit closer of a shave than I really should, and then oh hey, that's my knuckle. Shove a tater in it. Oh. You know, it's the banter like this that I just love so much about you. It's the best. Also, we're gonna turn my lighting down a little bit because that is washing me the fuck out. How's that? That a little better? There we go. Now, that's the one problem with the bleach blonde hair is it just picks up like every fucking bit of light. It's like every couple of months. Now I'm not just some weird beacon of light in the corner. But yeah, every like at least a couple times a year I end up having You know what? Fuck you. I know I'm pasty, okay? It is a part of who I am, and I accept me for me sometimes. And you know what? As long as we're standing here grating potatoes, the least I can do is give you a little bit of booty. Because I can. I don't know why I am the way that I am. Sometimes. You know what? You can get the fuck out of here. Exactly. Exactly. It's my butt and the feet pics that are all that people come for. Obviously, it's not going to be the fastest process to grate potatoes. I have a food processor, and we could have used that, but you know what? We're not doing it. We're doing it the real way. And by the real way, I mean the long and inconvenient way. But that's okay. We'll see if I actually go through all these potatoes. Or if I just say fuck it halfway through. We're almost halfway there, at least. I know. I should have. And you know what? Honestly, what we're going to do, instead of doing this the way that I am so far, is we're going to grab a plate to make this a little bit easier. Because it's also the whole standing there. And see, this is the point where I'm reminded that I have no kitchen help most of the time. But we're going to... one potato at a time, do it over a plate. That way we don't have to work against gravity at the same time. It makes it a little bit easier. Now we're actually making progress, and we're not going to take 20 fucking minutes to grate 5 potatoes. This is also the point where I remind everyone that this is not an actual professional cooking show, or... like Rosie so eloquently pointed out, I would have graded most of this beforehand. But you know what? I like keeping shit real. We're getting there. It's gonna take fucking ever, but we're gonna get to the destination and it's gonna be worth it. And we are going to be doing these the absolute traditional way with sour cream and applesauce because it is truly the best way to enjoy latkes. We could put cheese inside, but honestly, and I know my sister's gonna be pissed at me for this, but we're keeping it traditional. It's just gonna be some delicious crispy potatoes. Just gonna take another like 5 minutes to grate them all. My arms should not be getting this tired already. There we go. We're getting there. It is always faster to go for a more coarse grate on your potatoes, obviously, but different textures, different cook times. And as you can see, the reason we go straight into an ice bath, you can kind of see it in these ones that we left out, but they start to brown almost immediately. So we want to get them in that ice bath to at least slow down the oxidization until we can get everything in our mix. We are halfway done with the potatoes. Also, I'm not going to try it tonight, but I am super stoked. After you mentioned it the other day, I found turkey spam and I can't wait to try it. Literally, the next time I went to the store, I went searching for it. I can definitely let you know. Is it something you've ever tried? It's okay. Okay, that's good to know. Honestly, I feel like it's probably similar to the difference of bacon and turkey bacon. Okay. Where it's like, it's close enough, but it's got kind of a different flavor. I happen to very much be a fan of turkey products, though, so I am probably going to be super down with it. Speaking of which, we have turkey sausage to go on the side. More chemical. Yeah, you know what? That is actually a good point. Spam does have a weird taste to it, and I don't know what the fuck my hair is right now, so we're just gonna pretend it's not doing whatever the hell it is. Also, I hope you're ready for tomorrow night. We'll do it same time as always. That's right. I am nothing more than an entertainment monkey for you. My opinion does not Oh, come on. Potatoes, boy, is that really the best you got? Come on, Rosie. More creative. You can do this. There's so many other words for potatoes. But yeah, tomorrow night we are going to... I've got it all planned out. I'm going to dress up extra special. We're going to sit down with some hot chocolate. We're going to have a hash baby. Okay, you know what? I shouldn't have talked shit. You brought your A game on that one. If I wasn't busy trying to grate these potatoes, I would give you a round of applause, because that was a good one. But we're gonna go extra Christmas cheesy for Christmas Eve tomorrow night. We're gonna have a Yule log going around in the background for the hell of it, and I am gonna read Polar Express. I definitely did not stop at a bookstore after work to pick up a copy. We are down to 2 more potatoes. We're almost done with the longest part. Honestly, I think if it wasn't for this probably would have been like maybe a 15-20 minute stream, because everything else is really fast. And that is okay. Also, apparently I'm a... Exactly. Gotta stretch that time out a little bit more. You're so cute. You're so fucking cute. We're so fucking close to being done with our potatoes. And for once I was smart and actually had a bowl big enough for everything. I'm gonna try and fix my mess of a hair for just a half a second before it goes back to whatever it's... Yeah. Yeah. My hair always hates me when I wash it. It really wants to go emo, which is fair because it matches my soul sometimes. Alright, one more potato to go. Almost got this. And then comes the fun part of squeezing the starch out of our potatoes. Because we gotta make sure we get them nice and dry, so A, we don't get a lot of splashback from the oil when we go to cook these things. And I forget what my second point was gonna be, but that's a very me thing to do. So we're just gonna keep shredding these potatoes. Because we're almost fucking done. And by some kind of miracle, I did not shred my hands. Pretty much, though. At some point in the next, 15-20 minutes, you'll randomly hear me go, oh, and about point B from earlier. Because it's who I am as a person sometimes. Oh, snap, doggo. Alright. So, now we have our potatoes in our ice bath. And we'll go ahead and make sure to move them around, make sure that they get all kind of in throughout. And then comes the fun of having to drain them. So we're just going to, handful at a time, grab it, and you're going to want to... Nothing broke in the sink. We're good. You really want to squeeze out as much of that liquid as you can get. We want these potatoes nice and dry so they don't end up having a chemical reaction with the oil, because oil and water. I learned to make these about 4 years ago. I'd always gone I'd call them latkes, but it was literally just shredded potatoes fried in a pan. So it was kind of like potato pancakes, but even more lazy. But there's a little bit more that goes into latkes. It's going to be so tasty, bro. But I remembered point B. The other reason, besides not wanting to have oil splashing all over the place, dry potatoes are going to take that oil a lot better, so they're going to get crispy a lot better. You know what? Don't fucking judge me, Rosie. My brain is not always together, but it happens eventually. Alright? Just like we discovered last week, I'm a little bit slow. That's honestly, if you're ever making homemade hash browns, use this same trick. Doesn't matter how fine or coarse you do your potatoes, grate them into an ice bath so you got a little bit more time to work with them, and then drain them. And really, really squeeze them out. They need to be as dry as you can get them. It's gonna take a minute because I did grate a fuck ton of potatoes. And we always want to check and make sure we're not getting some ice in there, because sometimes the slightly non-melted ice cubes are going to hide in the potatoes. And then again, water, oil, chemical reaction, splash, splash. Not fun. There we go. Well, how you guys doing tonight? You doing good? Oh, this water is so cold. And yes, I know it is ice. Glad to hear. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. You're so damn cute. Hey, absolutely, bro. Potatoes, and I will, once we get these fully drained, which you know what, that's fair, and honestly, I think it's starting to rub off on me a little bit. Honestly, I was kind of wondering why he said... Okay, part of it is now I'm having to deal... Words. It's the same reason I can't words as well as I usually do. I'm having to deal with society again. And that means... Also, TYVM means thank you very much. We're doing nerds. Oh my god, it really fucking is. I hate people. It's okay, you're sleepy, it's fine. But yeah, no, people are, especially the general public, are so fucking stupid. Like, I was carrying a giant-ass 90-pound wheel of parm across the store today, and I can't tell you, like, at least a half dozen people just stood there right in the... Yeah, no, each wheel is 90 pounds, so, like... We're talking about full-on, like, that big, full-sized wheels of parm that I have had to learn how to break down. It's interesting. I've been there 2 weeks and I can break down a wheel, and I think it only took me like 45 minutes for one of them today. All right, so we have our potatoes, and as you can see, since we did the ice bath, they are still looking nice, and it would help if I actually... Oh yeah. Yeah, no, people are so fucking stupid. They're so stupid. Alright. So we have our potatoes together. Now comes step number 2. And before we do that, we are going to get our pan heating up to a nice medium high. I don't understand why people can't just, like, use their fucking brain for 2 seconds. We're gonna use some avocado oil in the pan. I enjoy the flavor of it. It's got a nice high burning point, so we can really bring these up well. We're gonna just liberally coat the bottom of the pan. That is so not surprising. Especially people in grocery stores are just fucking dumb. Like, I don't understand it. Alright, so, next step. And again, we're wanting to work kind of fast just to make sure that we don't let our potatoes oxidize. That's fair. That is very fair. We're gonna crack 2 eggs. Oh no, what's he gonna say? That's usually the case. That's the struggle I'm having right now with this one, Taser. You know what? I fully support that. If you don't have one, I will buy you a taser for that purpose. And yes, I do realize just... It's okay. It's okay. I haven't figured out what we do. I feel like the voltage running out is really the more important concern. Okay. Okay, I won't buy you a taser to electrocute customers. Yet, at least. Passed out in a puddle. God damn it, bro. Okay, so we're gonna add a little pinch of some salt. We've got 2 eggs in here. We're gonna add a half a cup of flour to work as our binder. You know what? That is actually a really good point. Yeah, who wants to touch strangers? That's weird. And then the last thing we're gonna add is we're gonna add a teaspoon of baking powder. Yeah, I feel that. I really do. All right, we got our pan heating up. We're going to add a little bit of garlic powder. And the baking powder and the flour are there to really give it some extra texture. And now we're gonna just get in and mix this thing by hand, and we're gonna throw flour all over the place because my apron is very accurate. It really is. Let's see. And I might have done a little bit. I did a little bit more potatoes than I usually do, so we're gonna add an extra egg in here. Kind of want to judge the texture for yourself. You want them to be just a little bit wet. If there are some clumps of flour, oh, you're totally good, Rosie. If there are some clumps of flour, if it's looking like it's just not quite right, don't be afraid to add another egg. Don't be afraid to add some more flour if it's a little bit too wet. I will show you guys what we're looking at real quick. We're going to make sure our oil doesn't sit wrong. So, it's essentially going to look like the potatoes were before we rinsed them out of that ice bath. And then what we're going to do is real simple. Whatever size you want, go ahead and do them. These ones we're going to do about palm size. We're going to flatten them out and just add them directly into our preheated pan. I'm hoping we got enough potatoes in here for 8 latkes total, because I got a full house to feed. And also, leftover latkes are fucking delicious, so if we're lucky, I might have breakfast tomorrow. Alright. I've got just enough room in my pan for 4 of them. So now, we're going to make sure that we got plenty of oil underneath our latkes. We're going to make sure they're spaced out enough that we can get under them with a spatula nice and easy. I'm going to go wash my hands. I'll be right back. Kind of along the same lines of touching raw meat. When you're working with raw eggs, you want to wash your hands. Salmonella is potentially in raw and undercooked eggs, blah, 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 blah. Don't get food poisoning. It sucks. Nobody likes being on the toilet for days at a time. And somehow I managed to knock my mouse over. Alright, we're going to turn this light on so we can actually see what's going on. We're not working with the tripod. I don't know, I felt like it was a little bit weird moving the camera around constantly, so we're keeping it a little bit more stable this week. But the next thing we're going to do while our latkes are going is we're going to cook up our turkey bacon. Or not turkey bacon, turkey sausage. We got some delicious turkey sausage patties ready to crisp up. Stop and drink some water because I forgot to make some tea earlier. But I am trying to better hydrate myself. Alright. And now one thing you can always do if you want them to cook up a little bit faster, They are Jimmy Dean. That is usually the brand I end up going for. What do you usually get? I'll leave that on. You heard that they're turkey sausages, right? Okay, yeah, no. I would highly recommend Jimmy Dean turkey sausage. It's really, really good. There's so little of a difference in the flavor between these and regular breakfast sausage that's fair. You know what? That is very fair. I really don't either, but for some reason my parents bought a 24 pack, so we're gonna have some of that tonight instead of turkey bacon. But yeah, no, I may or may not have tricked my family and cooked up some turkey sausage rather than regular sausage one time. And after, I was like, hey, so remember that? Remember what you ate? That wasn't pork. That was turkey. It's because of who I am as a person. All right, I'm gonna check our latkes that haven't been in for super long. If you're getting a little bit low, yep, exactly. There's no difference in flavor or texture. It is like almost exactly the same. Our pan is a little bit dry since we used some spray oil. That was a personal choice, not necessarily the best one. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some olive oil in since it's got a higher burning temperature for that last half. Now that these are already starting to really get cooked up, it's going to help it crisp up just a little bit more. You want to be selective in your oil choices. Because, yes, there's a difference in flavor, but more importantly, there is a difference in burning point in every oil. So you want to make sure you're using the right tool for the job. I know this is something I talk about a lot, but it's because it is a very important cooking tip that people usually don't either know or really care about. But your canolas, your plain vegetable oils, your coconut oils, and your avocado oils are going to have the highest burning points. I think typically on all of those, it's somewhere between like 500 and 650 degrees. And a higher burning point just simply means that whatever you're cooking is going to caramelize just a little bit slower with that oil insulating in between. Alright, our latkes are starting to look a little crispy. Our pan cooks uneven, so we want to make sure we're giving them a good turn. Because nobody likes unevenly cooked potatoes. And now comes the ever so exciting part of just kind of waiting for stuff to cook up. Yes, so traditional latkes, and I know this is going to sound weird if you've never tried it before. Traditional latkes, dollop of sour cream, and a scoop of applesauce. I know what you're thinking. It sounds like a weird combination. I was hesitant the first time I ever tried it. You don't have to do it that way. You can do it however you want. You can do them plain. You can do them with just one or the other. You can add whatever the hell you want on top of them. But it is actually, it's fucking delicious. So think of like cheese and apples pair well together. That sweetness along with that kind of sharpness of your cheeses can be really complementary. It's that same theory, just in a slightly different form. See? And it's honestly, it is really, really similar in flavor to cottage cheese and applesauce. The difference is you're using sour cream instead, so it's, I know it sounds weird. I know it does. But think of the potatoes less as like a mellow potato, think of them more as like essentially a piece of toast when you're doing it. Because it is, with that flour and baking powder, they end up a little bit more dense and almost a little bit bready. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil, and when you're adding extra oil to your pan, make sure that you're adding around, you're not pouring on top of things. And then another important little tip is move your pan around to make sure that oil actually gets a chance to permeate under what you're cooking. I'm not choking on water. I'm not choking on water. Damn it. I'm a mess. We're fine. We're fine. We're not going to die. We're okay. We got this. And another one of the benefits of, and I think I already mentioned this, but one of the benefits of doing a really fine grate on your potatoes is you got a faster cooking time. So these are actually going to be fully cooked through by the time that they're brown. Whereas with a more coarse potato, there's a decent chance you're going to have some stuff in the middle that's going to be just a little bit underdone. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like you can't eat it. It's just, it's a textural thing. There's much less patience involved in finely grated potatoes. We're going to really press these in to try and get them to cook faster because I are impatient. I know, surprise, surprise. In most aspects of life, I'm a fairly patient person, but in the kitchen, I do not like to wait. Let's see, how's our turkey sausage looking? These are obviously, or not, I don't know why I always say obviously. I don't know why the holiday emojis in the chat, but thank you, friend. So our turkey sausage is fully cooked. And that means that all we're doing is we're just trying to brown them up. So these guys are looking good to go. We're going to turn our pan down to about a medium-low because we are going to be making some fried eggs on the side. We're going to set our pan aside for just a second because we want that to have a chance to actually cool down, so we're not going to overcook our eggs or have them start to get a little too crispy off the bat. We have one person in the house who is a fan of a nice over medium egg, and a couple others who like them over easy, so we are going to be doing it all. Let's see here. I do believe... What if I say no? These are my latkes. I will not be willing to give them up. They're fucking delicious and they are not for you. But you can have the recipe if you watch the video. And that's the best you're getting. Merry fucking Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Alright, our first set of latkes are done. We're going to set these here. We're going to re-oil our pan, and we're going to remember that the front stove... Alright. I'm glad we can come to an agreement. Also, welcome in. Nice to have you. Alright, so our pan is still super, super hot. We're going to spray it down with some avocado oil. We're going to make sure that our oil is not going to burn, which, with how hot our pan is, we're going to just set this off to the side while we load our latkes in. And we're gonna probably make a mess, and that's okay. We're gonna throw down as many latkes as we can. You can hear that sizzle right off the bat, which is a good sign that we got just the right temp on that pan. The first set of them never comes out quite right because I'm too impatient to wait for the pan to heat up. So the second group of plating is always going to be more delicious, at least when I'm cooking. All right, let me wash my hands. Now that we have these down, we're gonna add them back onto the heat. Let's see here. We're gonna spray a little bit of damn straight. Damn straight. That sizzle means that things are happening that are supposed to happen. All right. Now we got our second set of latkes going. We're gonna plate up one of these real quick. I never remember to grab out silverware beforehand. That is my fault. Whoop. All right. Just a little, oops, actually no. We go applesauce first. And give it a nice little dollop on the middle. And then we will top it with our sour cream or some truly delicious latkes. All right. Now it's time to make some eggs. We're gonna spray our pan down with a nice high burning point oil. We're using some spray canola right now. We got our pan on a low heat. And we're gonna do a couple of over easy eggs. Yeah! Eggs are fucking delicious. And they are, especially with a little bit of knowledge, they are so easy to do right. One of the important tricks when you're doing eggs like that, they are better with butter. I will not fight you on that. But what we are doing is we're making some delicate eggs. We are gonna go for a nice over easy on these. And what that means is we want to make sure we have a very, very low or a very, very high burning point for our oil. Personally, I like to keep a cover on my pan. That way the whites get cooked all the way through nice and even. We get a super, super smooth yolk in there, and we don't get a fried egg. We get an over easy egg. Here is one important distinction, and it is a good thing to remember the difference between the two. A fried egg is really similar to an over easy egg. You can do it however you want your doneness, whether it's medium, easy, whatever, if you like a runny or a hard yolk. But the difference between the two is for an over easy egg. Let me split these. Over easy, you are going to have a super velvety egg white. Whereas a fried egg, you are really just trying to get that nice crispy outside. My pan was a little bit too hot, so we got a little bit of browning. If I was working in a restaurant, I would be fired, but I don't have to do that shit anymore. All right. Latkes number 2 are getting close to done. And just to go over it really quick, the recipe that I use for those is really simple. We use 6 to 8 small potatoes, 2 eggs, half a cup of flour, teaspoon of baking powder, some salt, some garlic powder. Exactly. It is all about temperature. Blah. I cannot words. It's about temperature control and super, super light eggs. Let's see. And you know what? We're gonna make a face out of these plates for the hell of it. So we have 2 plates. If you guys are hungry, first one's up. We're gonna turn our pan down just a little bit more. We got that one there for Dad if you want to see it first.
Thank you. Is there a fork?
Right there.
Thank you, Chef.
Absolutely. We're gonna spray our pan down with oil again. But this time, since our pan is a little bit too hot, we're gonna... And see, there's another distinction. So, sunny side up egg is almost exactly the same as an over easy egg, but you don't flip it. Over easy, you'll flip it once, but you're literally just flipping it so the egg whites on that other side cook really, really quick, just a little bit. And then fried egg, again, you're just getting a nice crispy egg. Although, I don't know if you saw it, I did actually flip them. Okay, so we've let our pan get off the heat a little bit.
Are you doing sunny side for me?
I can do that. Yeah, no problem. Alright, we're gonna let our egg whites get going. I'll have the other one up for Sarah in just a sec.
No problem.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm multitasking too hard, please. Okay, we're good. Our pan is a little bit dry, so we were seconds away from disaster. Yeah, no, if you ever have any questions about egg cooking,
You are the king.
I am very
eggs.
passionate about cooking eggs. I did it for a living where it was kind of my job being risked if my eggs weren't cooked properly. Exactly. Exactly. We still had time. You like yours over medium for the egg, correct? Okay. I did an over easy for Sarah. So what we're going to do is, first of all, I'm going to do a sunny side up for you, Sarah. What we're going to do is, first
what
of
is that
all...
one? I'll just take that one. What is it?
This is a lot.
Not that. I mean...
Oh, that one's over easy.
Okay, does she not?
So it's, Sarah wants hers,
Sunny?
yeah, sunny side up.
I'll take the...
Oh, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss it in this pan for you.
Okie dokie.
So we'll let the residual heat. Mind pulling that plate off. I figure,
Okay.
I know that you do not have the appetite of a Sean. So we are doing,
You need to.
we're doing a human-sized portion for you.
Thank you.
All right. So what we're going to do, since our pan is still plenty hot, we are going to add some oil. And we're going to slap this egg down for just a moment to go from an over easy egg to an over medium. Difference between those two is in an over medium egg, you have a fully set yolk, but you always want to be careful not to overcook your yolk. That is one thing I am super fucking picky about. Overcooked egg yolks get a super sulfury taste. So if you don't, or if you cook them too long, they do not get the right taste and texture. Hey, Sarah.
Yes.
Sour cream and applesauce?
If you're doing the applesauce, do it in like a little side jar.
I can do it without for you.
I like it.
Okay. I'll give you a big
I
old...
just don't like when they touch.
That's fair.
This is Sarah. Don't
That
touch
is fair.
the foods. Don't cross the
That's-
streams.
I have those little bowls in my cabinet if you want.
You're high maintenance, Sarah.
I know.
Get it yourself.
I would, but these sleep on my arm.
Well, you know what? You don't get any fucking applesauce. That is my plate. Why did
What
I do
are
that?
you doing?
Why did I do that to myself?
I don't know.
This is... I was sassy and I screwed myself over.
I love it when you sass yourself.
I
That's
need to
gross.
wash this fucking apron, y'all.
Good call.
Okay. So, one of these is not going to get flipped for a certain someone who's particular.
I love sunny side up egg.
I know, I'm just giving you shit. It's really not that hard.
It makes it easier even.
can't see this, so I'm doing this for fun.
Are you gonna get blipped on that?
I,
On the stream?
I
You
don't know.
can flip.
I mean,
people up.
nobody's called me a simp, and apparently that's the only thing that Twitch cares about, so we're good.
Okie dokie.
All right. Now we have a properly set over medium egg.
Thank you.
We have a sink full of dishes that I will take care of momentarily.
You always do. I
do.
appreciate that.
I try. I don't always succeed, but I always try, damn it. And what we're going to do is we are going to make... There's that for Sarah. Gonna make sure everything is off, because sometimes I forget to actually turn everything off. We're going to make a smiley face just for the hell of it. I already have applesauce on. Gonna clean up my mess. Turkey sausage.
Yes, please.
1 or 2?
One, please.
2 forks.
Thank you.
All right, we have our applesauce. We have...
She's just asking for it.
I really am.
She's just really asking for it.
I love cinnamon on my applesauce.
I'm going to be nice, and I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Smart man.
Let's see. Okay, so we have a smiley face
Very nice.
of latkes because we can.
Sorry.
And now, oh, I forgot the most important part. Actually finishing the plate for you.
Thank you.
There you are.
Thanks, Chef.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting me take over the kitchen for an hour a night.
Oh,
Or a
yeah.
week. Whatever frame of time exists. All right. Hey, you're totally good, Rosie. Thank you, as always, for coming and hanging out. I appreciate your company. I'm gonna probably just take a bite and then end the stream because I'm going to fucking destroy this. I have not eaten potatoes in way too long. You know what? We're not starting with the turkey sausage. We are going to get this goodness all throughout. And we're just going to take a bite. Could have maybe used a little bit more seasoning, but the texture's right. Everything else is there. That sour cream and applesauce really just makes it fucking amazing. We are going to end it here. As always, thank you guys for coming and hanging out, watching these cooking streams. It is a blast doing them. Honestly, I would have to say that they are my favorite streams to do every week. That's the wrong thing. So it is a pleasure to do this. I will be back with another cooking stream next Wednesday, obviously. We'll figure out what we're going to do before then. But come on back tomorrow night. We're going to have a fun little Christmas Eve party. It'll probably be a quick stream, but we're going to be sitting down by a Yule log, having some hot cocoa, and reading a Christmas story. So, not a Christmas story. A story based around Christmas events, but we're reading the Polar Express. Just for a little bit of nostalgia. But, as always, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. If you had a fun time, go ahead and give me a follow. Do greatly appreciate it. I like doing this Twitch thing, and it would be cool if it eventually turned into a little something. But yeah, I'm gonna go be an animal and destroy this. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I will hopefully see you next time. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night.